Everybody, I'm Gojo, and I'm bringing you guys the next part of Goku and Vegeta were sent to Beerus' world. Now, of course, in the previous part, I explained about how Cell faced off against the two Saiyans, and of course, he tried to hurt their loved ones. Because of doing that, he unlocked a hidden power that no being should face against a Saiyan: his rage and pride. And this is what Goku and Vegeta had at the same time. With both their powers in their rage state, they were able to easily defeat Cell without even trying. But eventually, after the battle was concluded, both of them remained the winners. But of course, were pretty exhausted. But thanks to his help, they were able to recover. And eventually, 7 years of peaceful time will occur to the fighters. When of course, Goku and Vegeta trained their sons to achieve incredible power. They will of course with their train and eventually perfect their Super Saiyan Blue form, able to grow incredibly strong and powerful as the years will go on. But of course, Trunks will also been born a little couple of years earlier than the original timeline, practically allowing him to train with Vegeta and growing incredibly stronger, and eventually achieving Super Saiyan Blue like Gohan. But of course, Trunks and Gohan would train with one another, becoming sparring partners and incredibly powerful together. As for Goku and Vegeta, both of them would have grown immensely stronger, with them even achieving new levels of Super Saiyan Blue. Since they achieved Super Saiyan Blue 2, they had to go even further beyond it, and achieve Super Saiyan Blue 3. It was a form that it was pretty unique to both of them. Goku achieved the Super Saiyan Blue perfected form, while Vegeta achieved the Super Saiyan Blue evolution version of it. Of course, Goku's version was much more weaker than Vegeta's, but it was much more stable than Vegeta's, so it was pretty even to both sides. Of course, both sides were very powerful and strong in these forms. They were actually able to practically match Whis to a slight bit. Even Whis admitted that if he's to actually challenge both of them, he needs to at least use 25% of his power, which even Beerus did not push him to use a long time ago, which proves that both of them have surpassed their limits even further beyond. Both of them were pretty happy about the progress they made, so they continue to train and increase their powers, believing that in the near future they're able to even defeat Beerus or maybe even all gods of destruction, believing that in themselves that they will become strong enough. As for Beerus, he will get into a nap and eventually train while he's sleeping. Of course, Beerus would have taken on the naps. And of course, he'll be lazy, but not lazy enough to train his mind himself. Beerus knows that mind training is incredibly beneficial if you have nothing to do, nothing else to do. So he does that so he can keep his power growing, even if it's a slow rate. But still, he's pretty powerful, and being a god of destruction, his power increase is just bigger than a normal person would be. So yeah. As for the 7 years of peaceful time, Goku and Vegeta will continue to train and increase their powers, with both of them growing immensely stronger and powerful. As for their sons, they're also growing incredibly strong and powerful in their own rights. Of course, Gohan would have met Videl, and of course, I must say that Trunks actually meets Mai. But in this timeline, Mai is actually a teenage girl and not an adult woman, if you guys are wondering. So yeah. So of course, both of them will grow incredibly stronger. As for Piccolo himself, he'll be incredibly powerful training partner for Goku and Vegeta and even Raditz himself. Of course, Piccolo became a new guardian of Earth, essentially becoming close to a godhood, but much lower than even Beerus or Whis, even the Kais as well. As for Goku and Vegeta, they would actually train with Piccolo and eventually teach him how to utilize the power of God Ki. As for Piccolo, he was able to awaken the ultimate form by using the Dragon Balls and even get his orange form, which were actually able to push him to actually match Goku and Vegeta's power in their Super Blue 2 forms. So yeah. As for the Kais, they will actually know about the existence of Goku and Vegeta, since they actually know how powerful they are, and they're actually the strongest mortals to ever exist. Of course, at first, the Supreme Kai was pretty shocked to actually know that two mortals would train in Beerus' world, which was an incredibly big surprise to him, but after knowing, especially from Whis, he was able to understand that Beerus actually wanted a challenger or two. So, the Supreme Kai decided to practically accept them. Of course, they do go to Supreme Kai and eventually learn the Kai Kai in the 7 years time skip, believing that with this, they're able to actually increase their arsenal of techniques, with the Kai Kai actually having unlimited uses, meaning that they don't have to sense energy to practically detect someone, but they just need to say Kai Kai, eventually just think of the person or being they want to practically teleport to, or just do it. So yeah, with this most likely will increase their arsenal of techniques much more better. Of course, Goku and Vegeta continue to train and increase their powers, with their power growing exponentially. Of course, both sides will still not just give up on their training, but just continue on. Of course, they know about the taboo, but knowing that they're already powerful enough to even handle it, they will not even bother with it. But little that Goku and Vegeta knew is that a new threat or a person will appear. And of course, Babidi will actually visit multiple planets after hearing that two monsters became incredibly strong and powerful to defeat Frieza after a couple of years of training which put him at even above Boo. Bowdy would try to practically find as many stars as he could as possible, even using the board's influence to do it. And of course, eventually at some time Bowdy was able to find Broly. Of course, the first Paris tried to practically kill Bowdy, but of course, Paris would be no match, as the Broly easily kill him. Of course, this will make Broly rage and try to attack Deborah, but of course, Bowdy will use his mind control, and due to Broly's mind being much more weaker, he able to take full control over the Saiyan, and eventually Broly will be under Bowdy's control. Of course, Bowdy will even laugh as he can feel the intense energy that Broly is releasing. Even Broly in his base is stronger than even Boo. So Bowdy would have used some of the energy that Broly currently has to give it to Boo, and eventually Boo was able to practically reform. But due to the energy that Broly possessed being amped by the power that Bowdy practically gave him, he practically would have made Boo from normal Fat Boo to Super Boo. And due to Broly being under the influence of Bowdy, means that this Boo will also be under control of Bowdy as well. Meaning that Boo will not be able to have his own self reasons or anything like that. He'd have no self control. Bowdy will be completely under control of Boo and Broly because of Broly's weak mind. Of course, Bowdy will just laugh as he now has two strong subordinates. So he basically decided to train Broly and Boo so he can be powerful enough to challenge Goku and Vegeta. But that with this, they're able to match the two godly Saiyans. And of course, this will happen around 3.5 years of time. So yeah. And of course, when Bowdy does appear on Earth, he'll probably decide to practically conquer it, deciding that he does not need the planet itself. He'll just destroy it like the rest of the planets he did as both Boo and Broly were training, since they believe this is just a training ground for both of them. Of course, due to Broly being under Bowdy's influence and control, he'll practically follow anything Bowdy says. And of course, Bowdy will be pretty grateful for Broly being a powerful weapon that he can use at any time and in his disposal. Of course, Goku and Vegeta are able to sense the intense energy from Broly. They can feel that this Saiyan is incredibly powerful even though he doesn't have God Ki, which is quite impressive. Of course, Goku and Vegeta teleported in front of Bowdy and Boo, and Broly actually smiled to himself as he can finally see the two strongest mortal in Universe 7. Of course, you could have asked Bowdy of what is he doing here, as Bowdy would just laugh and say, well, if it isn't the two most powerful mortals I've heard about, Goku and Vegeta. Well, let's just say I have a big surprise for you. Broly, attack. And of course, with Broly being under Bowdy's influence, he'll power up to his legendary Super Saiyan form and eventually rush Vegeta as he roars like a wild beast. Vegeta will be surprised but in shocked, but also power up. Power up to Super Saiyan Blue Evolution 2 and blocking Broly's punch. But he's surprised as actually he felt the damage and, of course, the flinch of Broly's attack. Vegeta was caught off guard that Broly was much stronger than he thought. He thought that maybe Broly was almost at the same level as him in base, but in this form, he can feel like Broly is even more stronger. Broly will then start to beat down Vegeta, but Vegeta will then say that that's enough, and power up to Super Saiyan Blue Evolution 3 and beat down Broly. Broly will scream in pain, but start to power up to his legendary form. As for Goku, he'll fight against Boo, with Boo actually having his own version of a dark state, just like his evil Boo form. Boo will be purple in color, and having the sign of a Majin, which will be the M mark on top of his body and head, which will make Boo even stronger. Of course, Boo will just laugh and tell Goku and Vegeta that this is over. His strongest subordinates will be under his control, and when he kills those two Saiyans, he got even more power to influence Broly even further. Of course, Goku and Vegeta would have heard what Bobby said, and they both realized that Broly is under Bobby's control, so they must break the mind control over him. Of course, they both ponder how they should do it. They cannot kill Bobby because Boo and Broly are protecting him, so they must do it in something else. Vegeta ponders and then realizes, for Spirit Vision, maybe he can do it. Maybe he can remove Bobby's influence on under Broly's mind by using Force Spirit Vision, but he needs to hit Broly just in a precise moment and time so he can do it. Goku tells that he'll give him an opening and eventually calls himself and tells his other self to practically handle Broly. His other self nods and eventually rushes Broly, able to practically provide a little bit of support to Vegeta. Vegeta will then wait for a perfect moment for it to distract it. Eventually, Vegeta punches Broly in the head. Broly will scream in pain, but Vegeta will use Force Spirit Vision, and eventually trying to extract the Majin symbol on Broly's head. Broly will scream in pain and power up even further and further, with his power going wild. Bobby will tell Vegeta that he's crazy, he's gonna destroy them all, but Vegeta tells him that no, only him. Of course, Bobby's eyes widens as Vegeta is able to break the seal, and eventually Broly passes out due to a lack of energy and exhaustion over his body. Broly's been under Bobby's influence for years, and because his body was practically pushed to his very limits without taking any breaks, it would have meant that Broly would be exhausted if the mind control was broken, so he would have fallen unconscious. As of course for Boo, he would just roar at Goku and Vegeta, with both of them taking a fighting stance, and eventually rushing at Boo. Goku in his perfect Boo at max power would have fallen down against Boo, with him telling that this Majin is pretty powerful, but it's not like he is not facing more powerful beings than him. I was Goku and Vegeta think that if Frieza would actually hear and train and maybe even got under Bao's influence, he wasn't able to practically on the same level as them, if not even more. So they're happy that at least he's dead, so they don't have to deal with him again. As for both Saiyans, they're easily able to defeat Boo with their teamwork. Eventually, they will also would have killed Babidi, eventually leading into a peaceful era. Of course, Goku ponders if Boo should be reborn as a new being, as a pure-hearted being. But of course, Vegeta does see the point and ponders that would be much more better, since in hell he'll be a pretty big troublemaker. So they decide to practically help King Yama to reincarnate Boo. Into this being Super Boo, we said Ubu got much more potential than he has in canon, and even be even more physically stronger than a normal human, even further as well. As Goku and Vegeta do continue on with their lives and training as well. And of course, the God-Crushing Beerus would have woken up after his years of long nap. He of course yawned and eventually looked to Whis, asking him of how long it's been. Of course, Whis said that he actually woke up at least a year early. He asked his lord if he has actually prepared himself for battling Goku and Vegeta. But Beerus just chuckles and tells Whis that he's been training with his mind for a long time. So now he has full control over Ultra Instinct, unlike before. Of course, it's actually a surprise. So he learns to control Ultra Instinct a lot better than he did in the past, huh? It's actually quite surprising for him to hear that. As for Beerus, he would just smile and tell Whis that Goku and Vegeta will be pretty challenging, but he's not gonna go down that easily. Of course, Beerus tells him that when battles conclude, he wants to see if those two Saiyans can really do something. And Whis of course struggles and tells Beerus to never underestimate those two. Beerus of course struggles himself and tells Whis that he knows he will not underestimate the two. There, of course, he was his students and his, so he will not underestimate them. He will give it all he's got, as he do the same as well. But that is the end for the sport. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, subscribe, check out my channel so you never miss a new video. I'll see you guys next time. Sign out, my Z fans.